Your news for the state of Tennessee in about 10 minutes. Tennessee in 10 starts now.
Thanks for joining us for Tennessee in 10. I'm Amanda Hara at WSMV in Nashville. A teenager is in custody after police say he brought 3 handguns and ammunition to a school in Memphis. An SRO found the guns and ammo inside of a student's backpack at Raleigh Egypt High School. The high school student later told police that he brought the guns to school for another student. He said they had plans to rob a classmate. One of those guns was found to be stolen. An East Tennessee mother and father accused of killing 2 of their adopted children and then burying the bodies on family properties in East Tennessee will appear in court this morning. Michael Gray and Shirley Gray are accused of abusing 2 of their children. An 11-year-old girl was allegedly confined to a basement and given only bread and water before she died. An 8-year-old boy was also found buried on the family's property. And even though the children had died, the Grays are accused of collecting benefits for caring for the adopted children. Today's hearing could allow for the cases from different counties to be heard in one court. A Memphis man has been convicted of murdering a woman and her baby. A jury found Enoch Turner killed Heather Cook and her 4-month-old baby Bentley back in 2019. Heather had been pursuing legal measures to establish Turner was the father of the baby, which was later confirmed. Well, the night of the scheduled paternity test is when Turner stabbed Heather and her baby to death, then set their home on fire. The DA's office says Turner will never be released from jail. Fire investigators say that it's possible lightning caused a deadly house fire. It happened last week in Lawrence County on Morgan Road. 4 people, including a child and an unborn baby, all died in that fire. Evidence, witness statements, and lightning strike data suggests there was lightning in the area before that fire. A Cookeville couple is dead after a shootout with Texas State Police. Officials say the couple was trying to smuggle drugs into the mid-state in a semi-truck. This happened over the weekend. The Putnam County Sheriff's Office was actually executing a search warrant in Putnam County at the home of Elizabeth and Edward Stevenson. That's where they say they found meth, fentanyl, guns, and body armor, but they did not find the couple there. It turns out police say they were trying to bring more drugs back to Cookeville in a semi-truck. Officers in Texas started chasing them. The couple allegedly started shooting at officers out of the truck. Eventually, police used spike strips to stop them, leading to a shootout on the side of the highway. Both Stevensons were killed in that shootout. There were 29 kilos of cocaine in the truck, worth about $3.5 million. The 10-year-old boy who was swept into a storm drain during severe weather last week is still on life support this morning. Asher Sullivan's family was prepared to make difficult decisions yesterday until they say Asher showed slight movement in a pupil. This morning, they want those prayers to keep coming. And now the man who tried to save Asher explains what happened in Rutherford County on Wednesday. Ellis Aishi is a neighbor and friend. He says he worked with other neighbors to try and rescue Asher by lifting up manhole covers in the road. He says he believes Asher may have been underground for more than 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was all about him and all about finding Asher, and no one cared what we had to do. It was just about saving Asher at that point.
Teachers and students across Rutherford County wore blue and green to show support for Asher yesterday. Those are his favorite colors. A decades-old bridge that connects multiple states will get a total revamp. We're talking about the I-55 bridge in Memphis. It connects Tennessee to Arkansas and Mississippi. In the next 25 years, TDOT expects more than 64,000 vehicles will cross that bridge. They say that a replacement needs to happen. So far, TDOT has a design, but they're fine-tuning it and getting more input. Now, for context, 3 years ago, that bridge had to be shut down after a crack was found during a routine inspection. The bridge was closed for nearly 3 months. TDOT did several inspections on it before reopening to make sure it was safe. Well, it turns out more people are wearing their seatbelts. We're talking 92% of the time. That's according to state officials. That's actually the highest on record, and a 1.5% increase from the 2022 survey. More than 27,000 cars were watched by researchers. Drivers in Davidson and Knox counties had the highest usage rate, just over 95%. Seatbelts, though, were used the least in pickup trucks. All right, First Alert meteorologist Stefano DiPietro joining us with a look at the forecast where you live. A lot of us may be getting storms today, Stefano.
Yes, strong to a couple of severe thunderstorms will be on the table. Actually, since earlier this morning, the severe threat has increased across a good amount of the state, from areas in Middle Tennessee out to East Tennessee, including Knoxville, Chattanooga, Cookeville, Nashville, Lawrenceburg, sitting at a 2 out of 5 on that scale. Most of the rest of the state at a 1 out of 5, the exception being far West Tennessee. Looks like Tiptonville and Memphis not included in that severe weather threat. Let's talk about the individual storm threats. Heavier rainfall, potential for damaging wind gusts, maybe even some small hail. I will say that tornado threat is very, very low, but it's not necessarily zero. So this is still something we'll need to watch for as the day goes along. Storms should start to fire up out in West Tennessee around noon today. We've already had a couple linger in some spots this morning, but this would be the timing of that more severe threat. As they continue into a more unstable environment out in Middle and Eastern Tennessee, that's where those storms could gain a little muscle, a little strength. And notice the timing on here between about 3:30 in the afternoon and even into about 7, 8 o'clock this evening. I'd say as early as maybe 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon for some of those strong thunderstorms. So think about impacts to your evening and afternoon commutes, impacts to after school activities. This will clear out through the rest of the evening and overnight tonight. Tomorrow we'll just have a wraparound leftover rain shower in a couple of spots and maybe a thunderstorm out in parts of East Tennessee, but there shouldn't be any severe threat for tomorrow, Amanda.
All right, looking ahead to tomorrow then, Stefano, thanks. Thanks for joining us for Tennessee in 10. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning with a look at the big headlines from across the state. Have a great day.
This is Tennessee in 10, streaming your news and weather across the state in about